Well, here we are. Our journey across PNF 404 alongside Olimar and the Pikmin is at its end. We've gathered every ship part but one, and that one is on the other side of this small clearing that Olimar has aptly called the final trial. Time to set down and get to work. Looking a little ahead, it appears this truly will be a trial for us. There's fire, water, stone walls, and high ledges. This is what all of our now polished skills have been polished for. One final push. Olimar summons a well-balanced party of Pikmin and splits them up. Since we see an unbuilt bridge that the other Pikmin will need, blues are up first. We take them over and get them on building. Yellows are next. We'll be needing bombs, and there's a pipe up on a ledge over the water that looks flush with them. With a steady aim and a strong arm, Olimar recovers those bombs, and we return our yellows to the group to take down that stone wall. Now that that's out of our path, everyone except reds are on bridge building duty. Time for the red Pikmin to shine. This walkway is raised, narrow, and lined with fire-spewing geysers. On the other side is the final major roadblock to our path. With that moved, there's only a white bramble wall ahead, and that's taken care of in seconds. Ahead of us lies an empty circular area with a bramble wall on the far side, and according to our radar, our final part is right here, right where some mysterious plant life is growing. At this point, both us and Olimar aren't naive enough to believe for a second that it's safe in there. We take ourselves back to base, replace all of our blues with reds, and get fully stocked with bomb rocks. We have a strategy in mind, and despite how inhumane it is, Olimar is too close to freedom to take any chances now. We will have to sacrifice a few yellow Pikmin. We position yellow Pikmin holding bomb rocks all over the area and approach the plant. The ground shakes violently, and a massive, well-armored grub dog bursts from the sandy ground. It's huge, slobbery, and grotesque in appearance, and its long, sticky tongue has a massive range to devour our Pikmin with. This will work to our advantage though. Olimar lures the beast near our stationed yellows and fools it into gobbling up the yellow and the bomb rock it held. The bomb rock goes off inside of the creature, leaving it vulnerable for a few precious moments. Its body is near invincible, but its face is tender and soft, a perfect target for our red Pikmin. The battle is long and hard, luring the grub dog into eating more bombs, attacking its face, retreating, and repeating that cycle. A wrench does get thrown into our plan though, when our enemy begins jumping high in the air, aiming to crush us and our Pikmin. It takes almost the entire day, locked in desperate combat, but this behemoth is killed. It drops our final part and its body is swallowed by the very sand it once hid in to ambush its own prey. The final part is back, Olimar's secret safe, filled with his life savings. He mentions shopping for some souvenirs for his wife and kids on his way home, and our Pikmin start to haul it back. This is it. The end. Us and Olimar make our way back to the ship behind the Pikmin, and a barrage of emotions hit us. We take a last look around. We take a few more deep breaths. We listen to the sounds of PNF 404 one last time. The part that hits Olimar the hardest is the realization that the Pikmin he's come to know, the Pikmin he's come to love and struggle alongside, they won't be coming with him. Our dear friends and stalwart soldiers will need to stay here where they belong. They bid us farewell in a heartwarming display. As we take off, our hope for the Pikmin is given new life. We look down and we see them organizing and attacking a passing bulb orb. We may have forever altered this ecosystem's balance, but at least our friends will carry on strong without us there. As we leave orbit, we see behind us Pikmin's onions of countless colors, almost as if they've all come to see Olimar off. We take one last look back at PNF 404 and begin the journey home. So we take off into space, and in one of my favorite end screens in any video game ever, the credits roll over PNF 404 itself. A montage of Olimar's time here plays on the dark side of the planet, and a fantastic end theme plays over it. Genuinely, I love this credits roll, and that's an accomplishment. This last area is an accomplishment too. It's both final challenge and a reward. You can unlock this area by getting all the other parts first, and it's so fitting. The central puzzle that requires all the Pikmin working together to create one path feels very satisfying to get through, and is a good way of showing the player how far they've come over the journey. The Emperor Bulblax is the final hurdle and the hardest fight in the game. The final trial is a final test of everything from puzzles to combat, and it is brilliant. Now, there's two ways to really go about that last fight. One is just running and throwing Pikmin at its face when there's an opening and chipping away at its health. This isn't great. It takes a long time, you risk losing all of your Pikmin with every evasion, and its health doesn't carry over to the next day, so you need to get this done now. The other way is bomb rocks. As you may have noticed, there is a metric ton of bomb rocks here, and if the Bulblax eats one, it blows up inside him and he's dazed for a few moments. So, if you're willing to hold back the tears, place your bomb rock holding yellows all over the arena and bait Bulblax into eating them one by one, you can clear this fairly quickly and don't risk as many Pikmin. I feel so guilty every single time. I hope they forgive me. We also have some great music here. It might be my favorite, actually. Not necessarily in the sense that I listen to it in isolation, but it is perfect for the area. It's strangely upbeat and hopeful, but something's off with it. There's this looming and discordant undertone that occasionally swells into intense and imposing territory before calming back down to its eerie happiness. And the boss music itself is great too. It's predominantly organs and it's extremely oppressive. It feels dire and epic, like this is a truly final battle between an unstoppable force and an immovable object. And after the credits finish rolling, we get to see a bestiary roll of all the flora and fauna, even if you didn't encounter all of them. It is fascinating to watch this now, with the Piccolopedia existing in all its forms, and actually talking about all of this feels strange now that we have Pikmin 4. Regardless, we finished Pikmin 1. I'm so glad you joined me on this journey through one of my favorite games, and I hope you'll stick around for the adventures to come. If you're still watching by this point, I'm overjoyed that you like my content. Consider giving me a like and a subscribe. Other ways to support include Patreon and Ko-fi, and links are in the description for those. I'd like to thank all my Patreon supporters for encouraging me to chase my passion, and thank you all for watching. So, until next time, now and forever, I love you all.